Guys, I want to tell you about the worst prayer I ever prayed, like ever. So was it March or April or May, whenever it was, right? I had a really bad toothache, so I went to the dentist. I was like, dude, just take out this tooth, I can't anymore. See, now you guys are like, oh my gosh, did she take out a tooth? Anyway, so obviously when there's the injection thing that they inject you with, right? So I didn't feel any pain. So when I leave the dentist, he's like, oh, let me write your prescription for pain meds. I was like, no, don't worry about it. You know, it's fine. I'm okay. Plus, I've got Nurofen for period pain at home. So if it gets bad, then I'll just take that. But also, like, you must know that I don't do well, right, with pills. Like, I just don't like taking pills. So sometimes even when I'm in pain, it's a problem. So this was like on a Thursday. So sharp, go to the dentist, whatever, you know. Get home, I'm fine, I'm sleeping even because I'm like, oh, you know, I can't feel my jaw or whatever, and I'm okay. Then the pain kicks in. This, guys, I can't even explain that pain to you. I felt like I was dying. Like, you know, it's this whole ENT thing apparently, you know, like how when your ears, nose and throat are connected and the pain is shared and I was dying. So here I am, I'm like, okay, cool. So logically or naturally, right, naturally speaking, it makes sense that I'm in pain because I've had a tooth extraction, you know, there's gonna be pain. So anyway, so like I dragged myself the Thursday, I dragged myself the Friday, and then the Saturday, like I wake up and I just can't take it anymore. I'm just like, dear God, what is going on? But I understand that there's pain because, you know, and then on the other side, obviously, I don't want to take the pain meds. So what must happen? So here comes the prayer. Then I'm like, okay, Lord, sharp. Whatever is happening here, I don't know. But this pain, it has until Monday night. Oh, because, so I also Googled, right? I Googled to see, and they were like, oh, normally it takes about 4 or 5 days, and then the pain should subside, you know, and then the pain starts decreasing. So it doesn't disappear, but it starts decreasing. So I pray. I'm like, okay, Lord, this pain, it has until Monday. Monday, then it's done. Then I have no more pain. So whatever it was to do now, but Monday, I'm done. So, like, you know, as in, like, Monday, it has the whole day, if I can put it like that. And then by Tuesday, by the time I wake up, like, you know, Monday night when I go to bed, basically, I'm sleeping peacefully. I'm not in all this pain and fighting these demons anymore. Guys, didn't I say amen? Whew. And, like, legit, I think Satan just threw a party. Because then he was like, okay, guys, this chick has just given us permission to wreak havoc in her body. Let's go. Yeah, it was so deep. So like before I felt like I was dying. That was death, like actual death. Anyway, then I'm like, okay, sharp. Sorry, I'm taking a while because all of the emotions are even coming back. Anyway, so then I'm like, okay, sharp. So this is now Saturday night. Now I've spoken to somebody and you know, like I speak to a friend of mine. She's like, Katie, how can you give the demons until Tuesday? Like, why would you do that? I'm like, no, but it's, you know, because there's pain, and I understand that naturally things are supposed to happen, you know, like this. You're supposed to go through pain, obviously, when things are. She's like, dog, that's why prayer operates in the supernatural. That is the point of the supernatural. Yo, guys. So Saturday night, and I think this is kind of what I want to share. So Saturday night, I pray, and I'm like, okay, I've changed my mind. Spirit world, listen to me, spirit world. I've changed my mind. You don't have until Monday anymore. Tonight, like, this is it. Like, even now, like, I'm enough, right? Then I feel like a little bit of the pain goes away. But then I hear this voice. And Satan is like, there is no way. You've given me permission to be here until Tuesday, until Monday night. I am going, like, I have those words. You've said those words. I can literally present them to the Father and say, yo, she's given me permission, so back off. You're not allowed to come and, you know, do whatever. If you want to come and fight me, you can only come. You legally have permission to come only on Tuesday. Guys, that weekend, I was in so much pain. Like, literally, it felt like they were just like, okay, guys, she's given us permission. Let's go for her. Like, let's chow her. I mean, I was crying. Because then eventually Tisha's like, Katie, just take the pain meds, you know. And I was like, yes, I feel like I'm not. I mean, I had a hot water bottle. I think I even bought an extra one. I had hot water bottles like all over my face. I was drinking salt water or solution with warm water. All these things. I was popping pills, like overdosing even. Like it was really, really bad. I couldn't do anything. I didn't move. I was just in bed like the whole weekend. Hey, the whole weekend. Yo, guys, it was terrible. Like when I say terrible, I don't even think you can explain. And I was so angry at myself because the reality is I agreed, right? I gave them permission to be there and to do what they want until Monday. So on Monday, my mom comes in to check on me. So like my mom even tried to make me soup, you know, to eat and stuff before I take the pills. I was just like, no, I don't care. I don't want your soup. I don't want your, like, nothing, guys. Yo, it was so bad. It was so bad. Anyway, so then on Monday, she comes, she brings me soup. I'm like, nah, mom. You know, this is not working. Then she's like, nah, you know, Katie, you're in so much pain, you know. Is this prayer, like this prayer of yours, is it even going to work? And I said, mom, let me tell you something. I regret the prayer, hey? But at least today is the deadline. So I have the deadline. That will be it. Guys, yo, as Monday night came, there was just, it intensified. You know, if I could have like pulled off my head, I think I would have. I really would have. It was so bad. It was so painful. It was sore. It was just all of it. All of it was there. Anyway, so I sleep. You know, I woke up on Monday, hey, and I had no pain. Like since that Tuesday. I woke up that Tuesday and I had no pain. Like nothing. It didn't even feel, I didn't feel like, oh, you know, I need to, you know, like I had to remind myself that, hey, you can't eat because, you know, you've got, or you can't eat solid foods or bite into things as normal because you have things now. Nothing, guys. And that, it broke my heart, hey. It broke my heart. Yeah, it was so deep. Like it broke me, because then I realized that, you know, on Thursday I could have prayed and said, look, pain, sharp, I'm okay with you. You can go now. And like I would have been fine. Well, okay, we don't know if I would have been fine. But like I could have, on Thursday, I could have put my faith into action. I could have actually like pulled in from the supernatural instead of trying to be realistic about my prayers, which is not the point. But anyway, I will deal, you know. But on Thursday, I could have prayed and exercised my faith, like worked out my faith and said, okay, like I'm enough with this pain now. I understand that naturally it needs to happen, but God, you operate in the supernatural, so that's it. And the thing is, I will never know now, but the reality is I could have been without pain, hey? Or I could have, like, I mean, there's so many things, because then I'm also like, why did I choose Tuesday? Why didn't I choose the next day? Why didn't I? So there's so many things but I just wanted to share with you guys the story about the worst prayer I have ever prayed. And just like remind you that, guys, you know, there's things that happen in the natural that we understand happen in the natural. But for goodness sake, prayer is for the supernatural. You know what I mean? It's to activate that atmosphere, to activate our faith, to do that. Like, that's where God wants, like, that's where he's good. That's where God is good at showing himself strong. You know what I mean? And saying, look, this is how things are supposed to happen in the natural, but supernaturally, you know, like he's on point. Even now as I'm talking, I need to stop. But even now as I'm talking, I'll say this will be the last thing I say. I'm just thinking, like, can you imagine Peter when he was walking on the water? Like, that's the point, right? Is that naturally, if I step on the water, I'm going to fall through. So I was like, hey, Jesus, I'm coming to you. You're walking on the water. I'm going to walk too. But then as soon as I step on the water, I'm like, okay, water, you have permission to drown me. Thanks. Anyway, so I just wanted to share with you guys the story about the worst prayer I ever prayed. And I want to really encourage you, you know, use prayer to activate the supernatural. Don't try and make sense of what God can do. Because I heard this thing, I was listening to this podcast this morning on the Messenger podcast where Addison and Lisa were saying, you know, the thing is, there are so many moments in life where we want to take control. But in those moments is when God is actually asking us to trust him, you know. And the thing is, we think about that and we think it in the negative, but it's also applicable in the positive. You know what I mean? It really is. We need to get rid of the connotations that we divide things with and say, hey, let me use this for the positive. Okay, sharp.